Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome back to Space Engineers. So here we are on top of this amazing lid that we made in the last episode. I've managed to get some timers set up, so first of all I'll just run through that quickly, see what we're doing. Let me get my tab back on. Right, so what I've done is I've put 3 timer blocks in. That's what I thought I needed. So, oh no, there's actually 4. Okay, so what I've called this one, if we have a look, I've got it lid closed timer. I've got this one down here, piston hinge reverse timer, although I don't think I'm using that now. And then I've got this one here, which is the 2-minute 30 timer. So I'll explain about those. So what I had a look at, I wasn't entirely sure how to use timers, so I had a quick look on YouTube and found some good videos. And what we've got set up on this button panel now is a lid open timer start and a lid close timer start. So if we have a look at the lid open timer, setup actions, what I've got in here is lid piston retract, lid hinge reverse, and piston hinge reverse. Okay, fairly straightforward stuff. So basically, as soon as you press that button, that hinge will retract and these two will start opening. There's enough time. I've actually got this lid moving faster than this lid. And then what I calculated was the speed of this over the 90 degrees works out at just under 2 minutes 30. So that is why we have that timer for the 2 minutes 30. So if I look at then, so opening's fairly simple. You just hit that and they will retract and open without any problems. Closing was the issue. So if I was to just set the close up as the open, you would have the piston extending, you'd have these two closing, and you would end up with that clash. So that's what we've got the 2 minutes 30 timer for. So if we look at the lid closed timer, is this one? Yep. Setup actions, and you can see it starts off both hinges. So the piston hinge runs slower than the lid hinge, and then it moves on to timer start, 2 minutes 30. We then look at this one here for 2 minutes 30. Basically, it starts, and after 2 minutes 30, it does any of these actions, and that will extend the lid piston. Right, so first of all, let's just... I've also built around the piston. I do want to do around here as well, but just for the purposes of explaining how this works, I've done this. So I've built this little hut around here, and if we have a look at the piston, you can see it's currently extended at 7 meters 30. And it retracts to 7 meters. So I go and hit the button, which I wonder if I can bring in. Yeah, so if I do the open, I wonder if I can bring in the spectator cam. Hopefully I can press the button there, so I'll just press it. Does that work? No, F. Okay, so I'll have to go quick. So if I just press this, and then we'll quickly switch to the spectator cam. You can see the pistons pulling back there, both doors are opening, there's no clearance issues, and it works absolutely perfectly. Which is kind of exactly what we wanted, I suppose. Yeah. So it's a little bit slow, so we'll just, I'll probably just speed this up, and then I'll show you what happens as it slows down. Okay, so as you can see, that's pretty neat how that works. I think it's doing exactly what I wanted to do, but obviously the big issue is closing it. So if we run that in reverse now, just make sure this has it hasn't quite got to 90 degrees, but it won't take long. So what I'll probably do is I'll just kind of put my if I put my crosshairs there, I think that distance there is the sort of 30 centimeters that it actually moves. So that's done now, so we'll just hit the close, and obviously straight away the two lids start to come down. The piston hasn't extended though. If we go and have a look at the piston's still sat at 7 meters. So what we'll do, I'll just do the same thing again. I'll just let these close, and when they get a bit closer, we'll go and check on this piston. Okay, so as you can see, that's the first door shut down. So if I just move over to here, we'll try and keep an eye on this one here. If we just have a quick look at its angle, you can see it's coming down. It needs to get down to 0 degrees. We're nearly there. Piston still hasn't moved. Right, but if I just kind of put that, if I just put that marker there, we'll watch for the piston. Right, so that's the hinge stopped, and any second now. There we go. That's our piston done, and the gap is absolutely minimal. I mean, I could probably move it forward slightly, but I don't think I need to. Okay, so that's a bit of a success. I'm quite happy with it. I'll probably build something around there just to hide the piston a bit better. But next thing, before we move on to what we're doing today, I need to come over and explain myself here. Right, so this is obviously a massive job, and there was just no way. Just don't have the time. Now I'm back at work. I don't have the time to build it. So I've brought in 2 new mods. First mod is this nanobot drill system. Really handy mod for when you're doing big projects like this on your own. And the other one I've brought in is the build and repair system. I've put 2 of them in here. Now what you're doing here, what I've done here is those nano drill things, you can set an area that they want to drill out, and that's what these black sort of marks are doing. I've got the area shown, so I've just built them the size of the area I need to be, put them into position and let them drill away. Make a really neat job actually, make nice straight walls out of it, things like that. They're quite configurable. You can configure them to go after certain ore types. So if you had an asteroid in space, say with uranium or platinum, whatever you want, you can just set a filter for it only to drill that actual ore out of it, sink the box into the asteroid, and just extract the ores. You don't even need to take the stone. But I've just took stone out of here, and that's the reason. I don't think you can right-click drill with them just to waste it, but that's what all this is about. So what I've set up here is 5 big refineries. I've put speed modules on them just to get through it all. I was running out of power. That solar panel, especially at night, obviously, just couldn't provide enough electricity. So I've put 5 hydrogen engines on, and then just so they don't start taking stuff out of the other one there, I've just put all these sorters on and whitelisted stone, and now that's just basically stopping any ores coming back into the refinery that way. So that's what we're doing there. That's the reason for all these. I don't believe there's that much. If I look for, well, there shouldn't be any stone anymore. Nope, no more stone left. So if I look for iron, you'll see we've now got quite a bit of iron. What there's 490, 500, 1.3. So pretty much 2.3 thousand litres. Still got quite a bit of gravel. Magnesium's being processed. I put some magnesium into the other refinery. But yeah, and then obviously these nanobot things here, you set up an area. They don't have the range that the drills do, but you just set those up and you can have them build, you can have them grind, you can even have them attack the enemies. If enemies come into a certain area, it'll start grinding the enemies away. It's a really good mod, and I just had to sink the projection in and it built it for me. So as you can see, this base, I think I put 1 more section on here, and then I've turned it and I've put 2 sections down. Getting this bit here right was quite awkward, getting these lights kind of to line up properly. So I've had to put a couple of block gaps in there, but that's pretty good. And the idea is that the next one, I'll set up another drill in there and I'll go backwards at 90 degrees, and that's where I'll start all the refinery. And the other side will be like the vehicle hangar bay, things like that. So that is what this is all about. Obviously I'll keep them there for now until I've finished mining out the base. But if we get on to today's project, I think now Space Engineers 2 will be launched by the time this video comes out, so I'm not sure if you want me to carry on playing this. I want to get into Space Engineers 2, really see what it's made of. But 2 things that I wanted to do in here was get to space and go and attack that space pirate base over there, the stronghold. Those are 2 things that I want to do. So in this episode, I think what I'll do is I'm going to build a hydrogen ship, get me up to space, put some miners on it, put some drills on it, do some mining, try and find some platinum and uranium, and then probably in the next episode, which will be, will it be 13? I think it will be. No, it'd be episode 12. I might build a large grid rover. I did have someone in the comments, Tam I think it is, who'd mentioned about building a because of that, the sort of capability of that miner only being able to lift a certain amount of ores. He said, what about having like a land ship with large storage on it, so you could take that out, undock your miner, go and mine stuff out, keep dropping it off. That's not a bad idea, but I'm thinking if I go large grid, I'll be able to go and like basically visit anywhere on this planet, no matter what the terrain is, and then large grid would be a lot better at attacking a base. So I think that's what we'll do. So what we'll do is we'll get into building a exploration ship with a little bit of storage on it, and we'll go to space and we'll try and do some mining. Okay, so I've just put some tools down on my toolbar here. I probably need to find... Do I not have one anywhere? Yeah, I do. 3. Okay, so it's just going to be small grid. Just for now. I will probably put landing feet on this one. So let's just start with that there. And we'll get that built up. Okay, I've gone with a fighter cockpit. So let's just... yeah, let's just try and put this out on here. Is that going to be... yeah, I should be able to build it off the ground. I mean, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea anyway, because at least then I know I can land it. So it's small grid, but it's going to be fairly big, I think, is what my plan is. I've picked up the fighter cockpit for some reason. I don't know, it's something I don't use that often. Yeah, well, I don't want it right near the front. In fact, I think I want it to be a few blocks up. So now, what's going on with that drill? Why do I not have character tools? Oh, have I got a... oh, I've got a tier 3 grinder. I forgot about that. Okay, so yeah, so we'll do that there. Ah, new part. I think what I might do is just build this as a sort of a time lapse. I think in the last episode I put in a bit of time lapse footage there, so I hope you don't mind that sort of thing. But I'll just sort of get so far with it, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so that's where I'm up to so far. As I say, I've kind of gone for a couple of big thrusters down the bottom. Unfortunately, I couldn't get these in, but it would have meant lowering the landing gear. So I've kind of gone for big thrusters just to get me out and get me up into space, and two big ones on the front just for those times when I might need to stop in a quick hurry. Once I'm in space, all I need is the smaller ones, I think, so I've got a few dotted around. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. I've gone for 2 hydrogen tanks because I think getting out of Earth might need quite a bit of ice, so yeah, we'll give it a go anyway. I need to go and put some ice into here to start with, though. Let's get this thing kicked off. And oh, did I put an O2H2 generator on? No, I just put engines on, didn't I? Okay, that's a slight mistake. Let's just have a look for the O2H2. I also want to put an oxygen tank in as well. So H2. Right, okay, I'll just put it in place of that. So there's a large grid connection. Oh, I could stick these on top of here. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll go for 2 anyway. Right, now which way around were they? I have a feeling it was like that. Okay. Let's go and get those components. Okay, I'm also going to grab some ice. Which, yeah, I've got plenty of that. There we go. Right, let me get to this connector here. I'm gonna put that ice in there. There we go. Right, so I'm just gonna need enough power to get me up. These engines should be switched on. They are. I'm gonna get them filled up. So yeah, so I'll get enough power in those batteries to get me up onto one of these connectors up here so I can properly get these tanks stockpiled. Still need to finish off the front of the ship and put the drills on. So that's something. Let's have a look at that. Let me get some drills on here first. Probably. I mean, how wide does this need to be? Honestly, I hate this system. There we go. Yeah, probably wants to come out a little bit wider than that, actually. So let me put some blocks down. And then maybe we can get the drill on there now. That might be alright, just like that. I think it's very much going to be work in progress on this, just to until I can sort of find out what I actually want. Right, let's go and get some of these components, and I might just grab a little bit more ice. Not entirely sure how I'm going to pipe these drills up just yet. So I've got the small... I've got this in here. So I wonder if I could pipe off here. Yeah, so that, I think the connector's there, isn't it? So if I was to do it like this. think there would definitely be... What do I need? Construction motor. Yeah, I think these... I could sort of blend the drills in a little bit better than I have. With the fairing here, maybe just get something up to this cockpit. Actually, maybe not. Unless I could come off the bottom of the cockpit. Maybe. Because I'm going to have to bring the landing gear back. Put in another landing gear somewhere. Actually, the landing gear is going to have to be on that height, isn't it? Yeah, I'll have to have a think about that. See how I'm going to do this. But I'm just wondering if there's enough thrust now to get me off the ground and up there. I don't seem to have that much hydrogen at all. If I actually burn through all that ice? Oh no, there's still some ice there. Okay. Let me get the ice in. There we go. Right, I'll just have another think about these drills and I'll come back to you again. Okay, so that is it kind of built. And I still need to put landing gear on, but I'm going to be putting it under here anyway, so... unless I do something... I'm not really happy with this nose. I've just kind of put a cone on the front. This is what I did with the drills. Kind of made two big wings out of it. I could probably do with putting a cover over them. So I'll have a look at doing that at some point. But yeah, I'm going to have to put landing gear somewhere in here. So... probably going to have to remodel the front of this. I might angle it back and have the landing gear there. Find somewhere on the back to put some landing gear, maybe off the back of this container. But what I want to try and do now is get some groups set up. So obviously, first of all, we want the thrusters. So industrial thrusters. Oh, I've got one here that's not built. A forward one. Okay, let me have a look. Forward thruster. Or is it forward pointing? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's quite obvious. Right, let me just sort that out. Don't know how I missed that. Right, there we go. Okay, so this time, let's get it sorted. I can't remember which one it was. Might have been 22, was it? Show on HUD? Yeah, knock that off. Right, so all these hydrogen thrusters, let's get those. Make sure there's no more anywhere. Nope. We're going to call that... Oh, what are we going to call this? Let's just call this... Explorer. Thrust. Okay, we'll save that. I do want to get the backwards ones as well, so for the cruise control. Yeah, so that's those to there. That one and that one. Let's put Explorer. Cruise. Okay. The batteries, I want to put those onto recharge. Okay, and the two drills. Okay, hydrogen engines, that's probably one I'll need. and the hydrogen tanks. Okay, one thing I have forgotten to put on is an oxygen tank. How big's an oxygen tank? Small grid oxygen tank. Okay. So it's not small. Not sure where I'm going to put this actually, unless there's somewhere underneath once I get it up off the ground. Oh, I mean there's this place here. Could go on there, I suppose. Like that. There we go. Right, let's go and make some room up here. Okay, I probably need to start looking at putting in some either some landing gear on this, or some more storage for these craft. Right, let's have a look here. So, right, let's set up the group. So landing gear, just for now, I'm going to need that one. So I'm just going to put that on 4 because it's not that important right now. Connector on 9. So let's do switch lock. Groups, I want all thrust. And then I also want the hydrogen tanks to stockpile. And I want the batteries recharge. What do we do? Recharge on off. Okay. Okay, here we go then. Let's just see. Ooh, loads of lift. That's good. I'm also thinking about possibly putting there we go, we've got it. So let me just get it lined up a little bit better. Ready to lock, 9. Okay, so we can knock the thrusters off. Oh, there's a couple there not in the group. And 7, stockpile on. And we can see our hydrogen tank absolutely flying up. Right, okay. So let's just have a quick look down here at this, see what we can do with this landing gear. See, I'm not all that bothered about it looking great right now. So I'm probably, those batteries there are about right for it, so 3. Yes, maybe put that there. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Okay, let me have another rethink on this. Okay, so I could come down off these here. That might be alright. Yeah, I think that'll do.
Fuel low.
Good job I'm over here.
Fuel critical.
Alright, let me get my hydrogen sorted out. There we go. Okay, so that is our ship pretty much done. I've left the batteries on auto, but that's okay. So I think what I'm going to do now is what I said in this episode. We're going to get into space. So let me knock the stockpiling off, thrusters back on, unlock, and I am just going straight up. Because I'm probably going to fit some parachutes to this, and what I want to get is out of Earth's gravity, put up a marker, and then basically it's right above this base, and then I'll just drop it down. I'll move to that position and then just come straight in, and if we run out of hydrogen or whatever in space, we can always just parachute our way in. So I think we have to go out to about 45,000 meters. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Got 96% of my hydrogen left, so definitely going to make it with no issues. Okay, so we're getting very close now to being out of Earth's gravity. Well, our gravity's down to 0.05 G. You can see down the bottom you've got A gravity and P gravity. I think A gravity is if you're near artificial gravity. Oh, there we go. We've finished. So let's just slow us down. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think A gravity is if you're near artificial gravity and P is planetary gravel. But that is us stopped. And 53% of our hydrogen. I did just keep it on full burn the whole way up. I'm sure there are more efficient ways using certain scripts. I don't think override is any more efficient really than what I've just done. But that's us in space. Yeah. Oh, and look at that. That looks pretty close. We'll probably go and investigate that in the next episode. But I'm quite happy with that. I just want to have a quick check of some values. So let's have a look for the oxygen tank, see how much is in that. That's 100%. That's great. So I've got plenty of oxygen up here. Do I still have any ice? Oh, I've got a little bit of ice in the O2 generator. I think his inventory management must have took all the ice out of me, which isn't ideal really. So what I want to do now, just before I finish this episode, is let's go and have a look at thrusters. Because there are some missing. So if I click on there, there's definitely a couple missing. So let me just add those. And then what I want to look at is large. So let's do the large thrusters. So those there. And I want to make a group there. So Explorer large, thrust, save that. Okay, that's great. And on here, let's go to groups, Explorer large thrust. I'm going to put that on there. Toggle block on off. So if I do that, that should switch these off, and let's just see how maneuverable this is. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's okay, isn't it? That's absolutely fine. Although I've just kind of buggered up my GPS point. But you know, this'll do. So let me just do a GPS Earth entry. There we go. That'll be perfect for coming in. Right. So I'm going to head over to this rock, and we'll have a look at that in the next episode. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this ship. What do I need to do anything else to it? Is there anything I've missed off it? I'm not sure if there is, but yeah, we can have a look. Alright, so see you in the next episode, everyone. Thanks very much. Bye.